Good evening and welcome to Naturally, the Natural Right Show. Really, really happy to be here today. We have an amazing guest and it is the first Black History Month show. So we're going to keep it really, really moving and introduce our first guest, which is Nate the Lyricist.
Hey Natural, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. I'm really, really, really excited to have you actually.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here as well.
I remember meeting you at a performance and hearing your poetry, and I think I've been intrigued by you since then. Your work is amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, amazing, and you're doing so many things. So let's start. Tell me a bit about yourself. Like, how did you begin your journey into poetry?
Okay. Well, I've been writing poetry for as far back as I can remember. Really, I was the kind of child in school where I spent a lot of time in the library. I really like to read. I really, really enjoy reading. So ultimately, I developed a passion for writing. When I hit probably secondary school, the whole grime thing happened, and I got proper into it. And I used to write a lot there as well.
So you used to MC?
I used to MC.
I used to MC as well, you know.
Swear, no
I used to be
way.
more garage.
More garage,
so I'm a little bit older than you. So
I
used to garage,
garage, yeah.
I used to be MC Natty Dread.
Yeah, come on.
You know, those people who remember Natty Dread. And yeah, so I think it is about, it's the power of words, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think reading, as you said, it builds your vocabulary and it gives you the power.
Yeah.
That's something that I do with teaching with my students. The larger vocabulary you have, the easier it is to communicate. And I think maybe that's why we're so
100%.
Blessed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got into grime, you used to MC.
Yeah, I think at the time, what I was saying, I feel like I perhaps became a bit disillusioned with what I was bringing to the table. You know, I wasn't really talking too much sense. And the fact that my family are deeply, deeply religious as well, on my mum's side anyway, very, very religious. And I was kind of trying to give it a go, and also sort of trying to understand. Do you know what I mean? Like the religious side of things at the time as well. So it was just like while I was deep in the grime and doing whatever, I was also trying to study the Bible over there on my mum's side, and ultimately the pen just ended up dying. Do you know what I mean? It was just like I wasn't really writing about anything sensible, considering that I was really intelligent because I love reading.
Yeah.
You know, but that I knew so much because I had so much going on around me, that the things that I was writing about were just not really what I could be writing about. So I kind of just left it.
It's funny, especially when we're younger, we're surrounded by society. So you've got the influence from home. It's like my mum was from a very strong Rasta family, very spiritual, and there was a lot of guidance there. And then you've got the outside, and it's like two worlds colliding. So a lot of the things that we put out to our audience or the people that are listening to us at that stage, sometimes it's quite negative or it's not enlightening.
Yeah.
But you obviously came through because you are definitely one enlightened brother.
This is where the poetry thing comes in. So obviously I went to Flow Vortex, which kind of did a little plug, yeah?
You have to hit the flow.
Beautiful. Oh my days. So there's an event that's hosted by Naturalie Stewart of Flowetry called Flow Vortex. It's on the first and third Thursday of every month, and it is absolutely amazing. I went there with a couple of friends, and I heard all these amazing poets saying all of these really conscious and like witty and enlightened stuff. Do you know what I mean? They were proper talking sense, and I was listening to it. I was like, raw, and it proper just got me thinking and got me active and got me buzzing. I was watching them perform for a good couple of years.
I was gonna say, how long ago did you go there then?
Good 2 years. I went to the second ever Flow Vortex.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to the second ever one. I missed the first one. I went to the second ever one.
I'm late. I came quite late, really.
Really?
Well, it's been a while now. Actually, it's almost. Well, I started performing in October 2017, so that's come up to 2 years.
Yeah.
So I'm not that late, but
obviously. No, it's not that late. Yeah. But I was there. I was watching them for a couple of years, like perform, without actually performing myself. But I was going home and writing. I was inspired, you know, and ultimately I made the decision to perform, and I've kind of grown from then. I think last year, January, I decided to go on tour because I'd only ever performed at the Vortex. I'd only ever performed there.
Yeah, that was your
So I was
safe
like,
space.
right. Yeah, basically. So I was like, right, I'm going to go out and I'm going to try some other events, do you know what I mean? Because I knew the scene was starting to pop. So I went out and I went to Poet Unity. I went to, I think I went to Gida. I went to a couple of different...
I think we met at You're Hilarious, I think it was, where I saw you.
You're Hilarious?
You're Hysterical.
You're Hysterical now.
And you were. I remember, that's the first time I met you, because you performed your Jollof poem and I performed Impolite Notice and a good few of them.
Oh yeah,
and then I saw you at Vortex. I remember these things.
Well done.
I remember because I remember thinking you're amazing, and I recorded you, and then when I went to Flow and I saw you, I was like, oh, and it's like the poetic scene, and there's so many different events, but the artists and the poets. It's so nice to connect, and I think that's when I first connected with you. And I've always been so impressed with you. I think that Jollof poem I loved, but I never really knew the power within you, and the level of consciousness. And I think that's what I really, really love about your work. And as the more I see, the more I love. I loved your Buy Black. That was the first video. Is that your first video?
That was my first video, yeah.
Have you say a bit about your music? Let's tell the audience a bit about Buy Black and the music that you're doing.
Okay, yeah. So I've got 2 tracks out at the minute, which I've got videos for on YouTube. The first is Buy Black, so you spell black with an X instead of an A. That was actually a piece of poetry that I feel like it was on the day that I decided to go on tour, as a matter of fact. I feel like it was that day, but it could have been a later day. I'm not 100% sure. But it was at Poetic Unity, as a matter of fact, that I met this one brother from Club Freshers. He like owns his own label. Do you know what I mean? He's doing his thing. Yeah. And he was like, I love the piece. He's like, I'm doing a black playlist, which has got like a couple of other people in it. Like it's got like Megero on it. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, okay, calm. He's like, so everything is black, and I feel like your Buy Black piece would be great.
It's amazing.
So I was like, sick, sign me up. So we've gone in the studio, we've recorded it. He's like, do you know what? I want to think of some ideas for a video.
And I love the video. It's set in Brixton.
Yeah.
It's so real, and I think at this time where we are now, it is about black people coming together and unifying and investing in ourselves. And when I saw it, I was like, yes, Nate the Lyricist. This is exactly what we need.
Yeah.
So so that was your first. That was 2018, wasn't it?
From there, I think I realised I was like, right, this is actually light work. I could do this myself. Do you know what I mean? Like, because obviously he got the videographer, he booked the studio, he did everything, and he kind of and I watched him and I was thinking, all of this is stuff I've done when I used to do music back in the day. I used to get studio, we used to do little videos all the time. Do you know what I mean? So I was like, this is definitely something I could do myself. And so I did, and that is Sensational. Sensational is my first like self-funded. The director is a good friend of mine from when I used to do grime back in the day. Actually, Andrew, he's a good friend. So and now he's doing bits. He's doing like shoots with like some, he flies overseas all the time to do like shoots and stuff like that. So
you have to introduce me.
100%. Yeah, he messaged me the other day saying, let me know if you know anyone. So
no, seriously, because I need to start getting videos done. I've got a few bits. I've got a few tracks. But I think let's not talk about me. Let's talk about Sensational because it is sensational. I was looking for like information to put on to promote you, and I saw Sensational, and the piece, it just touched me. The video, the words, the lyrics, your voice, it's absolutely beautiful. Actually, technically, can we load Sensational up and let the viewers see what I'm talking about? But I love the videography. I love the concept of it. That talking on the phone and interacting mentally, and then you get taken away to a beautiful place. So, and one thing I must say, you're very I wouldn't say that you're smooth, like you try to be smooth, but you are very smooth, and I think you go down very well with the ladies.
Thank you.
Especially in this video.
Especially in this one. Okay, let's.
So are we going?
My eyes caress your skin, trailing a path from your earlobe down to your shoulder blade. How I long to touch your neck. A whiff of sheer butter in my nose knows you were sent from above. Your tongue rains down melodic tones on my ears. You are nature in her purest form. Delicious, no doubt. I try to cut my feelings cause I realise how deep it gets. But it's like I reconnect whenever we connect. Tuned into your spirit, when I speak I know you hear it. Though you are not my Wi-Fi, reach out through the ethernet. I can speak energy, fluent in telepathy. That's why I can feel that you were sent to me to center me. It's sensational the way you stimulate the sensory. I touch, you react, truly this is chemistry. In your presence I thirst for a second. Third eye stare as I set my intentions. I've listened to your mind, let me show you what I heard. But first I'm gonna take my time, let me lick you with these words. I can take you on a lyrical journey through the spiritual. See, from I met you I've been trying to get metaphysical. I came to you with plans of touching you without my hands. I'm God manifested man, you're bearing witness to a miracle. Your eyes look insane, staring at me blinking strange. Like the shit I'm saying made you wanna lick my brain. Your hands stroke your thighs, your eyes glimpse my beard. The light bounces off the oil that I've just adhered. I see you bite your lip, fingers clutch a tighter grip. Sitting there like quite a gift. Got me writing riffs, singing in my head like
I wanna feel your heart beating, girl, next to mine. Hear the sound your heart beating, intertwined. Curiosity, taste your living. Sensational as you. I wanna feel your heart beating, girl, next to mine. Hear the sound your heart beating, intertwined. Curious to taste those lips. Sensational as you.
as I meditate on your majesty, momentarily I feel you. As gently as the breeze that combs through my curls, I feel you. Though not in my presence, I feel you. I feel you. As deeply as the galaxies that form the stardust from which you were birthed, I can feel you. So I reach out, mouth closed, but I speak out. You got all these groupies in your DMs, but I'm taking a unique route. Cause I can see you're in a goddess and I'm devout. I'm a G, but I feel like rupee too. Cause I'm tempted to touch when I do see you. You're hottie and I salivate as I watch you marinate. See, in my mind it's dinner time, but who needs food? Listen queen, I wanna kiss you where it counts. Pour energy in your root and watch it lift you to your crown. Your feminine provides balance. See, whenever you're around, it's like I wanna lift you up. I also wanna lay you down. It's that sensuality that's got me craving for your touch. Eye contact and I'm feeling kinda flush. You reflect, I can't seem to get enough. Recognize the way I'm feeling you is more than just a crush.
Touch your lips, relax your mind. Sensational as you. Your lips, your taste. Yeah. Sensational as you.
Sensational. Sensational. Let's take this off.
Thank you.
Seriously. Beautiful concepts.
Thank you.
And the video, what's the name of the videographer?
Andrew J.
Andrew?
Yeah. Andrew J. Look him up, 100%. Really.
And the content and the lyrics, beautiful. Like some like I'm trying to think of some of the lines.
And even the actress in it, she's like a day one as well. She's like a really good friend.
Beautiful.
Award-winning hairstylist. I love her to bits.
Beautiful skin.
Amazing, beautiful. You know, yeah. And the singer.
Yeah, because the vocals.
The singer, he is also an old friend. So literally, this was like 4 of us. You know, the videographer, the singer, the actress, and myself. Like, I go back with those 3 really far back, do you know what I mean? So it literally all just kind of queued up perfectly.
Where was it shot?
Well, this is what I'm saying. So the singer, he used to sing back in the day, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
long. He's been singing for years. And basically he moved out to Gran Canaria, where he now lives with his wife and child, right? He just moved out there and he sings for a living up there. And like sometimes he'll fly down here and do weddings and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? He's doing bits, he's living his absolute best life, right?
This is what we need to get to.
His absolute best life. So I was just like, yes, obviously I've gone up to visit him a couple of times, and I was like, listen, we need to get some work done, man, because do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, everything about that beat was kind of
It's
just right. Yeah.
The beat, the melody, the tone of his voice, the tone of yours, her, the videography. It's an amazing video. So you can download that, can't you? It's out.
Yeah, it's out everywhere. It's out on Spotify, iTunes, videos on YouTube. Obviously, it's everywhere.
Well, guys, download that track. That deserves to be played over the airwaves. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Oh, we actually made the Represent playlist.
Did you?
Yeah, so we're on Represent Radio as well. Yeah.
Represent, man. But and the thing is, representing. It's talking about representing. You're doing so much. Yeah, you're doing so much. Like represent. Let's talk about what you're wearing today.
Okay.
So can you see? Maybe you might have to shuffle forward a bit so that you can see.
So what my camera? Yeah, they can. Oh, okay. They might see.
Royal. That's
there
it.
you go, Royal recognised Royal. So this is Lyric Clothing. Where we going there? This is Lyric Clothing. Lyric Clothing is my brand that I run. The concept behind Lyric Clothing is to put lyrics, empowering lyrics, on clothes.
Yes.
So the idea is not just to put my own lyrics. As it stands, it's just my lyrics that I'm putting on there.
Yeah.
But obviously within the scene, you know, I know a lot of poets.
Yeah, because I want some lines. I want the most powerful piece in the
100%.
chessboard.
Oh, literally.
Is the Black Queen.
Is precisely.
That's what I want. You know the ones.
That is precisely what Lyric Clothing is. Literally.
And you can have a picture of me too, mate.
Yeah.
Come on, shut up.
That is it.
So,
honestly.
like, I love it. I love the concept, and you're just excelling, doing so much. So you've got your poetry selling, you've got your music video, you've got your clothes brand, you've got your events, which are Conversations with the Constellations, which is a brilliant event. I performed there for the launch.
Thank you so much.
The concept and the idea, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And you could actually feel the energy, and you were such an amazing host, so knowledgeable. Like you're like a star sign Wikipedia right here. You know what he's telling us so many interesting facts. If you want to see some of the show, you can actually look on my Instagram and on my YouTube, and you'll be able to see the first launch of Conversations with the Constellations, which was really, really good. And the next one is...
It's on Friday. It's a social experiment. So the idea is that we are studying each sign. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people, someone asked me the other day, they're like, you proper believe in this stuff? And I don't actually, I wouldn't say I believe in it. I tend to say I'm studying it.
Yeah, you're learning.
Do you know what I mean? I'm checking it out to see. So it's a really interesting concept, you know, with obviously Virgo, as he performed on the opening night, all of the poets that performed the Virgos, and then we're about to come to Libra on the 11th, where all the poets will be Libras, and then we'll do Scorpio next. And yeah, it's an observational experiment. But it's really interesting, man.
It was. I love the
interesting.
idea, but then the similarities that you saw between the everybody there, really, the guests.
Yeah.
There were some Virgo guests. There were people who were, because listen, I should have shown some clips because you taught us quite a lot about mutable and the earth signs and the fire signs.
I've been studying prior to the event. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Just so that I can. Yeah.
So you can educate, and you really, really did. I learned a lot about Virgo. Virgo being the only female.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really, it was very empowering to hear.
Yeah.
I even got my little birthday present. I don't know, was it Cobalt?
Carnelian. Yeah.
It's carnelian, yeah. I don't know what it's called, but it's carnelian. You're very, very knowledgeable, and like the crystals and that side of you, you are very, very spiritual, very deep.
Thank you. I really enjoy learning. Learning is one of my top 4 favourite things in the world. So I proper enjoy it.
No, you keep learning, keep sharing.
Thank you.
And the other event, you've got another event which you said is on Sunday. What's that one?
That's called the Poets Lounge. So that's a really good one. I
haven't been to that one yet. I must
West London this time. We're kind of going around London with that one. So we've got cushions, and we kind of spread them all out on the floor, and you sort of lounge and listen to some really amazing poetry.
Where's that?
This one's going to be, I think, Smith's Bar in West London.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I have posted a flyer on my page. Plug my Insta. Yeah, and Lyricist. I posted a flyer on my page, so it's on there. Both of them are on there actually. So check them out and come to both.
Yeah, come to both. Seriously, I haven't been to the Poetic Lounge yet, but Conversation with the Constellations was brilliant, and you're brilliant.
Thank you.
So I think now would be a good time for us to actually don't get shy. I have to give it, props to a king where they're due. This would probably be a good time to hear some of your poetry, actually.
Okay.
Beautiful. So he hasn't decided what he's going to be.
Even now, I haven't. I haven't decided. Okay. All right. Well, I wanted to read a short one to you. Do you remember I was saying
read
there was
the short
a really short one? There was a really short one that I wanted to read because it was just a proper interesting concept. When I say short, I'm talking like 10 lines at best.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's called Autumn.
Okay.
Right.
It's my season. Well,
Yeah.
actually, it's not. I learned at your event that I'm actually summer.
Yeah.
I'm
You are
the
summer. You're
mutable
the end of
summer.
summer.
At the
That's
end of
right.
summer.
Yes.
So I'm not actually autumn.
Yeah.
But I do like.
But you like autumn.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, back to school and that. Sun goes. Gotta go back to work. That's right.
The reason I like this piece so much, right, is because it portrays autumn like the concept was everyone thinks that the moon and the sun are like in love with each other, but in fact it's the earth that is in love with the sun. So every day she scrubs off her face, like, you know, wipes off all of her impurities, do you know what I mean? And then comes out with spring, comes back fresh to meet her king, do you know what I mean? Ooh. So it's like a really interesting concept. It's a proper short piece. It says, oranges, yellows and browns swirling through the street. There is beauty in death. I watch Mother Nature shed her skin, rejuvenating her beauty before reuniting with the sun. Many believe that the moon is the sun's fated lover, but they have not seen how the earth scrubs clean her impurities, an annual ritual as she prepares once again to face her king. And I thought that was a really interesting piece. I proper love it. It's like one of my favourites. It was, I done like a little 3-minute ride with Bexy Bex in the car, and that came out, and I was like, wow, that's just so interesting. Yeah.
I think sometimes I don't really write short poems. I always end up, you know, my poems tend to be really long. I need to do more short pieces, but I always, once I get going,
we do writing exercises.
I need to come along actually.
Yeah, we do writing exercises. So literally, you sit down with a timer, you press the clock, you got 3 minutes, go. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and that came out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
so
in 3 minutes.
Yeah, and I'm just there, just like.
It's funny. It's funny you say that because some of my, like for example, Impolite Notice, which is probably one of my most well-known pieces, was one that I literally wrote in a rant in about 10 minutes. I was frustrated about guys, whatever else, and I was quite frustrated. I said, why don't you write about it? And then I went, I typed it on my phone because I don't really write. I was like, and then literally 10 minutes. Whereas other ones like Connection, where I'm writing it for something, I find it a lot more difficult to get it out. But it's interesting. I definitely think I'd be interested to try that.
Yeah, 100%. Can't hurt. We'll do a writing session. We'll do one.
Let's do one.
At least take 3 minutes.
3 minutes, all right.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do that. I just need to start just getting it out.
Yeah.
But okay, so why don't we go to our talking point and then maybe you can close the show. Actually, before we go to the talking point, I wanted to talk about your word music video. Because that's... Tell me a bit about word music. What do you mean is your word music? What is it?
Word music is amazing. So, again, I do a lot of work with Flow and Flow Vortex, Flow Poets, which I'm a proud one.
Yes, he's
so basically, we put together this concept called word music, where what we do is a piece that I already have, Flow's partner, Maddox, would basically play a track, or he would create a track around the poetry.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, it's not like you hear a track and you write a piece or you jump on something, you know what I mean? It was like
something created to suit what you're actually saying.
And in order to evolve the idea further, came the concept of poetry in motion. So poetry in motion is basically now, we've got our word music tracks that exists already now, available www.flowvortex.com. And we've got our word music tracks, and what we're going to do is we're going to shoot videos, live videos, right?
Okay.
So during we're going to play the track.
Yeah,
we're going to play it. Yeah. So I'm not miming. I'm actually doing it.
Yeah. So you're performing as we do.
As we do. That's the concept.
But you're just being filmed.
Yeah.
And that becomes the video.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you plan the video, like what's going to be in it?
Yeah.
Or do you...
Yeah, we took a couple of shots. I'm actually rigged up with this massive camera. It's about like hanging off me right there.
Okay.
So big camera. And because my piece was called Views from the Escalator.
Yeah.
So the concept was one of ascendancy. It was one of moving upwards. That's the idea behind the video, behind the piece. So that was kind of what they tried to do with the music in the background, was to give it that same feel, and also with the video to give it that same feel of ascendancy, right?
Yeah.
So in order to do that, they decided that I should climb stairs while I'm wearing this rig.
Nice.
Yeah. So when you're ready, innit?
All right, can we see some of Nate's word music video? What's it?
Views
from the Escalator. Mm-hmm. So while he loads it up, where did the title Views from the Escalator? I mean,
I'm seeing more unity, more networking and creating opportunities. See, nation building really starts with our communities. Build up a desire, put us back up where we used to be. How far we've come, our father's sons, all black men, barring none, hold scars from young. Go back further in your story and see brothers draped in jewellery. Way before T'Challa, Mansa Musa lived the movie scene. Empowerment is economic. Focus on them lizzies and how fast they leave your wallet. Give away your energy, you give away your strength. Plus I know some brothers and they honestly do want it. Spend it with your people when you have the urge to spend. Give it to your brothers and your sisters and your friends. If you start a business and your countenance is black, then the circle you just paid into will pay you back. I'm watching us grow as we look out for each other. Treat women as sisters and the older ones as mothers. Always show respect for the ones you take as lovers, but show the same respect when they're not under the covers. Don't be sour if you ask her for a number, it's a no. Love is work, take the opportunity to grow. Focus on your passion, maybe stack a little dough. Wise women only mingle once you've kindled up your glow. Escalate step by step, elevate with me. Utilize retrospect, you can rise quickly. Distribute the cream to your team till they're crispy. Give your own circle that cash you gave Disney. Wisdom of the older ones, receive it with respect. Cause once they can't relate it, you'll be tainted with regrets. And while these other nations take a claim on what they've got, we're remaining patient, escalating to the top.
well, he was actually in stitches. But the thing is, like, I don't know if you, audience at home, you noticed that, but I didn't notice. But obviously, you know how you were feeling.
Yeah, I was out of breath.
And then at the end, you're like, but you see, it kind of fits in the theme. It fits in the, because you know, it's about escalation, working hard. It's a really nice track, and I love the messages in it. It's similar to some of the messages in By Black about